Hello, good morning everybody. I hope you have a good morning. Today is 19th of February. So we'll start our analysis with EURUSD. The chart on the screen, I'm going to look at it. This is an exotic pair. So we'll use the indicator, the zigzag indicator. We want to use it to try and understand exactly where our pairs are going to. Let's load our screen first of all. We'll start off with GBPUSD. So we look at this chart from the first of all before we check a lesser time frame. We have this like some good trend line. Sorry. We have this here. This is like we have a support. So what we want to happen now, if the price is indeed to continue downwards, we would like to see a breakout below the lower line. If the price breaks below this trend line, then we'll simply be waiting for some pullback before we can pick a sell position, expecting that sell to take us at least up to this point. So technically this chart is still upwards, but if the price is to go down, that is if the price continues down and even goes below this trend line, then we want to see a clear breakout below that point, then a pullback to the same trend line before we can pick a sell up to around 1.37756 or 1.37560. So technically we'd have a sell here. On the other side, if the price does not do as we've said, then this remains to be a good place to buy from, because this is like a resistance which has just been broken. You have a very good resistance which has been broken. As it is now, the price is still above the same zone, so expect a continuation much higher. Expect price to continue strictly to the upper side. Expect price to continue extensively to the upper side, at least up to this point. At least up to this level here. So if you look at Forex, it's very far away. You may not be able to see it, but if you look at the weekly chart, we actually have it here. So on the Forex, this is what we are seeing. The next chart I want us to look at EURUSD. So EURUSD, so far we took a sell earlier this week. I'm going to explain why we sold it. We had this. We had like a low, continued up, then there's a higher low, then the price came down massively and even broke below the trend line itself. So we took a sell with our first take profit here, and then our next take profit was somewhere here. You can see that we have not been able to sell it. You can see that we've not been able to hit our take profit. The price has not successfully hit our level, but that's okay. At least our first take profit has been triggered. Now we just want to see if the price can continue our direction. So if you're on this chart now, if you're looking at this chart, if you took a sell with us, well and good. If you didn't take a sell with us, you can still sell it, have your stop loss above this point, and then have your take profit at this point here. So actually not this level, have your take profit here, have it there, such that if the price moves down up to this point, it will mean you are continuing down with our first take profit, and then the next one is set at 1.19527. So the next chart I'd like us to look at is USDJPY. So the same thing you expect to be happening. This chart is bearish to some extent. We have a trend line here, like a low, a lower low, the price continued up. This is a higher low. Should the price break below the trend line which you have, the one which you have, this trend line, then we'll simply be watching for a pullback at least up to the same point which it broke below before you can pick a second wave of sell, which means we do expect price to ultimately get to this point. Here we have the next level there, so this will be a good place where we want to pick a sell from. So you're on this chart now. If you're on this chart, this is a good place where you want to look for a sell from. This will be a very good place where, should the price go below as we are forecasting it, then this will give us an ideal place to look for a sell from. Entirely your stop loss is fixed at this price, 106.250. So the next chart I want us to look at is SP500. So despite the sell signal which may be developing on this chart, we are still upwards on this symbol. I don't recommend a sell whatsoever. Do not find yourself selling SP500. This chart is upwards. So what we want to happen now is just to give us like the same places we're waiting to sell from, at the same places where we want price to break beyond, so that we can look for buy positions. Like you can see, we do have a level here. We want price to pull back nicely up to it, 3866.8, so that we can continue upwards, expecting a bullish move at least up to around 4,000. So this will give us the ideal place to look for a buy from. If you watch for price descend up to this point, then this will be a good place where we would like to look for a buy position from. The next chart which I want us to look at is this one, Brent oil. So Brent oil is actively to the upper side. This chart is very much bullish. This chart is very much bullish. So I don't recommend a sell position on this chart anywhere. I only recommend buy positions. All I want to happen is for price to pull back at least up to 61.484. So expect a pullback. Wait for price to pull back nicely up to 61.484. Expect price to come back to this point, so that you look for a buy position. We are expecting that buy to push us even higher. So this will act as a good resistance where the price has broken above. We want to see a nice pullback at least up to this point, so that we can pick more buy positions. So the next chart I want us to look at, the last one for the day, is gold. Gold is bearish. So gold, I don't recommend a buy as it is now. You can see we actually had a case where there was a low getting higher. We had a lower low, a higher low, and then the price broke below. So as it is now, the price is basically below the same trend line. So this may mean we are bearish, but watch for price around this level. We are already there. Watch for price here. Should the price descend below this trend line, we would like to see a nice pullback. We want to see price pull back nicely up to the same trend line, so that we can pick a sell position, expecting that sell to take us at least up to 1669.87. Does that make sense? So if you're on this chart now, simply expect price to take us up to the level which I've just mentioned. So thank you very much. That should bring us to the end of this analysis. We'll meet again on Monday at the center. So thank you. See you.